Good afternoon, people. Random Live here. This is Yarisha. Um, just for a brief second, I just got done running from one side of the house to the other. Because God brought something back to my remembrance from earlier this week about how amazing He is and how He uses um, even the smallest details to just show us something about how our relationship is or should be with Him. So earlier this week, I'm gonna say most likely it was on Sunday. I was cooking dinner, and so part of my dinner was mac and cheese. My kids and I love mac and cheese, y'all. So I was making my mac and cheese. I had boiled my noodles in salt water, and I had, added my milk and my butter and my cheese and all that kind of stuff. Hey there. Um, like and share. I think this is a one of those like and share things. So if you will, and thanks for joining. So making my mac and cheese. I'm at the stove, and then as I was I put my butter and all the different ingredients in there, and then my son approaches me and he says, "Mama, can I stir? Can I stir?" is all he said. So I stepped to the side and I let him get up there, and stir. And so his little arm is just going. I'm talking about it just going. And I'm hearing the stuff kind of move around in there. So I step a little closer and I look over into the pot, and the spoon is just basically going like over the top of the mac and cheese, but it's not really stirring up anything. So I immediately get frustrated. I'm like, boy, can't you see you ain't doing nothing in that pot? So I bump him back off to the side and I'm like, let me do this. So he gets his feelings hurt, right? And he starts to walk off. Well, then I get more frustrated. I'm saying, now I just told you wasn't doing this right. I boot you out the way and you finna walk off. How you gonna learn to make this mac and cheese if you won't stand here and watch? So he came back, he watched me, and I stirred it up and blah, took the spoon all the way from the bottom and made sure all of the ingredients were being stirred up, all that. So he watched, and when I was done, he kind of nodded his head a little bit, but he still walked off, didn't say anything else. I had hurt his feelings at that point. And so this was earlier on in the day, the early afternoon. So later that night, the Lord approached me on that. And he took me back to when I first started to, learn to cook. When I didn't want to learn to cook in my youth now, but once I had my children, then of course I had to kind of get in there and learn a little something. So I started to try to think back on what Mama used to do. So I would get in the kitchen, and one of my favorite things to do, my favorite things that Mama did for us was make sweets. She would bake cakes and brownies, cookies, whatever. She would always have some kind of sweet to go along with our dinner. So I would love to do that, but I ain't quite the baker, but I still wanted to have some sweets. So I would get in there and I would start to make a strawberry shortcake or some brownies or whatever was on my heart to make. And I didn't really know what Mama did. I just know I knew the smells that I smelled. I knew how the end result or the end product looked. So as long as I could get things to look like I felt like I used to see when I was younger, I was satisfied. Or as long as a certain aroma would get to the point of filling the kitchen, I was satisfied, right? But I really didn't know what Mama really, really did to do what she did. Like if Mama was standing over me in my kitchen, she would probably be like, okay, I ain't eating that. I'm thinking I'm doing exactly what she did, but she probably would be like, I am not touching that food. So anyway, so God dealt with me on that. But then, so he took me through that moment, and I did. I eventually got it. The more I put my hands on that stuff in that kitchen, the more I was able to, create some pretty good doggone meals, if I must say so myself. But then he brought it to relevance to himself. And he said, this is what you are doing in your relationship with me. When Brendan got up there and he got to that stove and he started stirring around. Hey guys, please like and share. I think this is a pretty, simple but a pretty easy and relevant maybe helpful message to a lot of people. So if you would, please like and share. So Brendan is 9 years old. No, and one thing my mom used to tell us to do as we got older and we were kind of helping to raise my younger brother and sister, she would tell us just one day, just random, just get on your knees. Just stand on your knees and begin to walk around on your knees. And you can it'll allow you to see from a child's perspective. Because too often we get caught up in what we know. We get caught up in being grown and we know so much and we've been through so much. We're so experienced and we get frustrated easily with these kids as they're trying to come along and just, do what they're learning or what they're seeing. We get frustrated with them. And she said, you can see from a child's eyes a little bit better if you physically just get down on your knees and begin to just shift around and move around. Hey, Miss Mary. And I've done that a time or three, and the world looks a lot different if you just change the angle that you're looking from. And it does kind of help to just get on their level and begin to identify more with the kids, right? Hey, Jalen, shouldn't you be, what you doing on here? Shouldn't you be in school? Are you in school, Jalen? Love you. So anyhow, so I've done that from time to time, but my mind went back to that, and the Lord was telling me, Brendan sees what he sees from the angle that he's able to stand at. So when he got up to that stove and he started stirring around in those macaroni, the macaroni, all he knew was that he was mimicking what he perceived that I was doing. He didn't really know how mama gets these results. He don't know how mama make that macaroni come together. But all he knows is what it looks like to him from his shoes, from his level. Sorry, Jalen. But all he doesn't know these kids don't know how we make stuff happen. But they know what they perceive that we're doing. So when they begin to try to make things happen in their lives, that's what they're going to do. They're going to do what they think mama, auntie, whoever they're watching is doing, whether it's the real thing or not, whether they got all the ingredients together or not. And God was saying, that's what you're doing with your relationship with me, Yarisha. You're looking at the more seasoned Christians or churchgoers, and you're not really finding the ingredients that it takes to make your relationship be what it needs to be with me personally. You are doing what you've perceived other seasoned Christians to do to get the results that you think they're getting. And that's why you're lost. I'm just being transparent now. That's why you're lost in your relationship with me, because you're not really putting your hands on this thing. You're not really, really getting in the fight. You're not really, really finding out, Lord, what does my relationship look like with you? What should I be doing that you would have me to do? And I thought that was profound. All I've been doing, this was the same thing that Brendan was doing, was mimicking what he perceived me to do. I've been mimicking what I perceive these other Christians to be doing, to have done, to get results that I think they're getting. And God says, touch me personally. He said, reach out and touch me personally and figure out what I want your walk to look like for you. Hi. I'm about done now, y'all. Go back and watch it. Y'all like it and share it. Love you guys. Thank you for tuning in briefly with me. But yeah, I guess I should just pass that along to the next person. Don't try to mimic or do what it looks like somebody else that's been in the Lord, that's been in the church, that's been in entrepreneurship, that's been in motherhood and fatherhood. Whatever the walk is that you're trying to figure this thing out and saying, how do I make this thing work? How do I get this thing right? You're not going to be able to get it right by trying to mimic what you think other people are doing to get the results that you think other people are getting. The only way that you're going to do it is to dig in personally and just do it. You like that, don't you, Kimmy Kim? Just do it. I'm learning. I'm trying to learn, and trying not to pull my hair out while I'm learning. But That's my encouragement to somebody today. It's just to get out and do it. Your decisions won't always be right. Your moves won't always be perfectly calculated. But that's the only way that you're going to get this cake, this pie, this life right according to what the Lord has put you here for. So maybe I hadn't left anything out. I think I put the period on the sentence with this message. If you guys have anything, if you like this kind of thing, you want to hear more of it, um, inbox me, reach out to me. I'll be kind of doing this thing a little bit more, getting out of my own way, getting out of my own comfort zone. So if you have topics that you would like to see discussed, hear discussed, if you would like to even come on as a guest from time to time, you guys are more than welcome. Give me your feedback, give me your advice, um, give me your love. Y'all have a great day. Bye bye.